Conflict resolution / communication. Conflict resolution is extremely important in any relationship, right? Whether you're working together, whether you're just mom and daughter, regular boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, it's always important to understand how to resolve conflict in a healthy way, right?
Yeah.
So especially when you're talking about business and us working together, being in an intimate relationship and also doing business together, it's important for us to understand how to resolve any type of conflict, whether it comes from an idea we have on a business endeavor, right? I don't like that. How are we supposed to resolve our issue if those type of things are coming up? Why we also added communication is it's all about how we communicate those things to each other, right?
Yeah, you can't resolve the conflict without communication. So
they go hand in hand.
We kind of tied those two together. You're going to disagree.
100%.
You're going to disagree. We're all individuals, even though you're working together. So how do you get past those disagreements is the key. And it's something that's still...
it's a thing.
It's a working thing. It's not just a one-off solution or a blanket thing that you do. It's something conscious that you do in my mind that, all right, we're here to get to a solution, right? We have two different avenues of getting there. How do we talk about how we're going to move forward?
Correct.
How do we get through the disagreement?
Correct.
So communication is the key to that. That's communication with comprehension involved with it, because you're not just talking, but I want to talk to understand. We want to communicate to understand each other's point of view and kind of get to the root of where
the conflict is starting
where
from.
the conflict is starting and what is the solution to that. So that's a key that we've discussed that has been major for us, is really having good habits and communicating the right way to get through conflict.
What would you say our thing is of how we resolve our conflict when we have those disagreements?
I think one, we both gotta say how we feel first and foremost, and we still work on it, is let somebody speak and say their whole point without interjecting, without listen fully. Let me let you get your shit off before I interrupt.
Assume I think I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, it's like
that's like a major thing.
Let me really try to digest what you're feeling so I can understand. I can do the same at that point, and then it's like, okay, where do we go from here at that point? Now I've heard you, you heard me. What's the next step?
Now it's solution based, not like how. Yeah, like that's the next step. But I think that's extremely important. And I think that's absolutely true is what we do. I would also say another thing that I feel like we do is we always make sure we take the time to speak to each other when we feel like I'm going to retain what you're saying and you're going to retain what I'm saying. That's important. Timing. Timing when you're trying to resolve these conflicts, right? Yeah. It's like in the heat of the moment, that may not be the best time to resolve that, right?
I want you to receive what I'm saying.
My point, right?
So it's that's on an individual basis. Correct. That may be at different times.
Correct.
So
we just went through that recently.
Absolutely. I want to talk to my partner when I believe you're going to receive what I have to say. If we have a disagreement, when everything's, we agree, move on to the next step. But if we disagree, it's like maybe we can tap into it a little bit and go back and forth with different viewpoints.
Right.
But if there's a disagreement, let what you said, let me let it sit for a minute.
Yes.
Let me take some time. Even if it's a day, maybe it's 2 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But come back and have the conversation to resolve the conflict when I feel that you're going to receive it and vice versa.
And communicate that. Hey, I may need a couple of days.
Correct.
I may need some time to process this.
I don't know how long it's going to be.
Exactly.
I may need a little time.
Exactly. And I think that's also important, is communicating your feelings, even if you don't have the answer. Because sometimes leaving somebody with nothing, you're letting that person lean to their own understanding.
Correct.
And 99, I always say % of the time, that person's understanding is never positive.
No.
It's always the worst, right?
When
it's
you
always
create your own narrative. You got a movie on your hands at that point.
What?
Yeah.
I create a whole.
Oh yeah, we go through it all the time to where it's like that. I don't know how you
horror movie.
I don't know how you got that off of what I said, because not what I said, but since I didn't
explain
my
what you
thoughts
said
or explain it,
I went somewhere left
to where you can receive it. Now you writing your own script down.
And it doesn't get good.
And it can go bad quick.
Yes, communicate your feelings when you have conflict. Listen to your partner. You get what I'm saying? Let that partner speak.
Don't listen to respond.
Listen to actually
listen to understand.
That's a very good point, Beck. Because a lot of people
say that again. Don't listen to just respond. Listen to understand. That way, now when you respond, you understand what you're responding to.
Correct.
Sometimes people just like to hear themselves talking. You can't wait to say what you want to say. That shit don't work in a relationship, in a working relationship, in friendships.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
exactly.
If you're not listening to really understand the other person that you're communicating with, you chasing your tail at the end of the day. So don't listen to respond, listen to understand. And that's a key to resolving the conflict at any point. You know 100%. Communicate those differences and, you'll get to the solution. So
how do we get to a point where we both feel like we're heard, we're understood, and we both feel good at the end of the day walking away?
Correct.
Okay, so that was conflict.
Conflict resolution.
/ communication.